Oh, here we go. Yo, what is good, people? Merkel Man on the scene. Welcome back to the Half Size Up podcast, season 3, episode 12. And the HSU fam are back at it again with another dope episode. And as you know by now, we're a weekly podcast for sneaker news, UK releases, global sneaker trends, and all things in between. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner. Use our code HalfSizeUp15 for 15% off your purchase online. With me each and every week, I have my co-host, Ash Bash.
What is good, people?
And homie Dean still has been called away. Lastminute.com. He is traveling up to like the Midlands somewhere for more of his WWE campaign. So we're sending him some support. Freaking hell, the guy is literally like, if he gets called away, he gets called away, and he just has to jump on a train, jump on a plane, and go. So we have to
Feels
give
like
him
he's running WWE right now, isn't it?
For real. He's literally trying to take Vince McMahon's job and whatnot. But yeah, so we're sending out some support to the homie Dean still. Hopefully you're doing good. And we'll probably just have him back on the pod next week. So big shout out to the homie at Dean still. As always with the pod, we're going to start off with a good old cold open question. And I was just thinking randomly, and I'm not even going to lie, I just thought about this question maybe like a couple minutes ago. However, I was thinking, what hobbies have you got that people don't know that you do? If you want me to go first, Ash.
Absolutely want you to go first.
Okay, so I don't know if like everybody knows this already, but like way back, like maybe early 2010s to a good 2015 or 16, I actually DJ'd. Like I used to spin tech house and house.
No way, really?
Yes, I used to like spinning some clubs and whatnot in the city, and I still like pick up the decks like now and again. I actually spun one time in France in like one of our snowboard holidays.
Really?
And I brought my decks out and everything. I had my flat case, and yeah, I had a big massive for you DJ guys out there. I had a Pioneer DDJ-T1, and that was basically like the MIDI equivalent of like the CDJs way back in the day. So yeah, I was really into it. I used to mix house, deep house, tech house, and like a bit of R&B and hip hop. Like R&B and hip hop has always been like what I listen to personally, but like way back in the day to get the people going and whatnot, it was always house, tech house for me. And yeah, I used to. It's mad, I know. Like, no, I've never really actually told anyone that, to be fair, but. I'm not even gonna lie, but if you have a quick butchers on like Google and whatnot, if you look into like SoundCloud, Mixcloud, there's a
no way you've got mixes up. Swear to God. Okay.
Yeah, so I had a couple mixes out there. They were like 1 hour mixes that I used to do like weekly or every other week. And yeah, it's just something that I used to do. Like it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was during a time where like I worked, like broke up with my missus and whatnot, and I had to find something to do. And during that time, yeah, I kind of like, I was always into mixing and whatnot. I used to watch a ton of YouTube tutorials. And when I just got used to it, I was just like, yeah, this is fire. And then tried to monetize it a bit, managed to reach out to a few small clubs in the city. I used to do that on like a Friday and Saturday night. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Brought on a couple of my boys and I stopped and they carried on.
Swear.
So, yeah,
and they're still doing it nowadays.
And they're still doing it now. And a lot of them like actually shout me out because they're like, without Mo, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. But when you hear them lot on podcasts and DJs and whatnot, they're like, Merkel Momo was probably the first person. I know like 2 or 3 guys have mentioned this, but back in the day, I had like a cracked version of Tractor, which is Native Instrument software that is like Serato. It's a DJ software.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of Serato.
and it cost hundreds and thousands of pounds to acquire that software, but I managed to get a cracked version, and I like distributed it out to like different some of my mates and whatnot. They were like, yeah, without more I probably wouldn't even started. They had like beginner laptops, then they upgraded to like Macs and then MacBook Pros, and then
that's
now
crazy.
they're just doing it as jobs. And yeah, that's always been a hobby of mine. I still actually got my decks here. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a very, very small deck that I've got here, but it's just for my house. But yeah, that DDJ T1 that I had, I love that thing, man. Very, very fire. Shit, I can't even put it back.
Do you think you could pull off doing a like half an hour set at an event?
Oh, 100%.
Like if there's like a sneaker event, you know, because the Offspring does that sometimes, isn't it? They're always asking like, do you think you could actually pull it off? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, 100%. But
would
it's
you need
just
to get some equipment still, or do you think you got enough bits to?
Nah, I mean, when you're in the club, you just assume that they've got the decks that that is standardized.
Is it literally just plug in your laptop kind of thing, and you're good to go?
Now, like it's not like back in the day. You literally
crates and shit.
Yeah, you literally just have to have your USB stick, which is why it makes it a bit more portable nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out Jay Benajar, man. He used to have belt drive decks. And then one of my other guys, he had like direct drives, and it was just fire, man. It was pretty technical, and it was just one of those skills that you're like, yeah, this is pretty cool to acquire, man.
I remember I had some like school and college age. I had a couple friends that were into that stuff, and they'd like come to their room and they'd be playing it. I'm like, I don't know what it sounds fire. I don't know what they're doing. It looks too technical for me. I never even considered getting into it, but it was definitely an impressive thing. So that's fire.
For real. Yeah. So that's my hobby that people didn't really know that I do and that I have. But yeah,
that's good. I don't know if I had. I'm trying to think of anything. I don't think there's, especially nowadays, I don't think there's any hobbies that people don't know about, because I'm literally, besides being into sneakers and being into like photography, videography as well, like doing YouTube and stuff, I don't think there's anything else nowadays that I'm into. Back in the days, I was massively into BMX. Like that is pretty much. It was like when I was a kid. That's obviously, as a kid, that was the bikes that was out. Like mountain bikes wasn't really a thing back in the 80s and stuff. So BMX bikes was the thing. All my friends started getting into mountain bikes, but me and my brother was still sticking with the BMX thing. We had the BMX Bandits movie, which you'd watch all the time. Have you seen that film before?
I haven't. I need to see.
Have you ever heard of it before?
I think, I think I have seen.
So this movie is so random. Like my aunt randomly had it on VHS, and whenever we'd go to her house, which wasn't like every week or anything, like whenever it was, we'd always go to her house and we'd say, "Oh, can you put that BMX movie on?" We'd watch it, and eventually she was like, "Why don't you guys take the tape? I don't watch this stuff. Why you keep asking to watch it here?" So we ended up taking it home, watch it all the time. The most crazy thing about that movie, by the way, is that it's basically like a BMX movie based in like Australia. 2 guys and 1 girl. And guess who the girl is? Nicole Kidman.
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
And as a kid, obviously, I've always watched this film. I never really thought about this lady as some big Nicole Kidman. And one day I realized it and I was like, you're flipping kidding me. But anywho, so I was always been big into BMX. It wasn't until about, I'm trying to think when I stopped doing it. I got my last bike in like 2009. Something like that. Yeah. And randomly in my area, they randomly built these like sort of BMX jumps and shit. Ramps. And then I think I dropped once. And after that, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Definitely too old for this now. So I've not been on that since I got into fixed gear riding. I'm sure you've seen my fixed gear, my white bike that I have. I got into that and I've not been back on the BMX thing since. But that was my hobby for a while. I did get into the sort of fixed gear bike riding thing, but I've not been on that one in a minute either, to be fair. So yeah, no other hidden talents though.
That's fire though, like, because it kind of like everything circles back to sneakers. Like, let's be real, yeah. For me, like DJing, listening to music, I think when I was initially doing my sneaker videos, etc., for like Offspring and whatnot, and then I would like cut to beat, etc. Do you know what I'm saying? Like without me DJing, I wouldn't know how to do that, how to cut to find like a 4 bar, 8 bar, 16, 32, I wouldn't be able to read wavelengths waveforms, that like audio waveforms that you can see throughout your video editing, because you get that in the software, like the audio music software. And then at the same time, for you was into BMX in bike riding, ties you back to Nigel Sylvester. And do you
That's
know
why
what
I
I
was
mean?
so gassed about that shoe when it came out. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is the thing, like it somehow it always just connects, like it comes back round to what you've always been into. Like I think for me, like as a past DJ, like it was also important to look good as well. Do you know what I mean? So like that's why my feet were always on point as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously for you with the BMXing, like you just immediately feel like an association to Nigel Sylvester, because he like amalgamates both of your loves of like AJ1s and your hobby of BMXing. So it's just so fire how it ties everything back. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I love that, man. Love that. But yeah, for the cold open question. Always good to start off the pod like that. But I think we're going straight in. What is good? What's been going on, Ash? What did you have on feet this week? Any new dubs or any new pickups? What did you get?
Sadly, no new pickups for me this week. I was hoping that the Travis would come through, but no. So how many has there been? Is it 5 or 4 pairs all total?
So 4 lows,
mokers, yeah.
4 lows, 2 highs, 2 air trainers.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's got loads.
2 Air Maxes.
Quite
SBs.
a few Air Force Ones.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, it's been a lot. But when it comes to the Jordans, I've taken too many L's. Let's just say that much. I got the high. I got the original highs. I got the original lows. But since then, it's just been L City. Would have loved to have the frags. Would have loved to have the reverse mokers. Would have liked to have these ones. I wouldn't say I would have loved to have them. Like it was a nice pair. I wouldn't say it's like top pair. It's probably like 3rd or 4th best of the lows that come out. So it would have been nice to have, but I doubt it's going to be a pair that I'm going to pay resale for or anything like that. So it was an L that was not nice to take, but definitely expected it. Like 100% expected it.
Sure.
Best thing that I had on feet. I'm trying to think, where have I been since the last pod? What did I wear? I remember going upstairs to get something. What did I wear? Yeah, the last time I went out, I remember going upstairs and thinking, oh, let me bust something new, but I cannot think what's by the door at the moment. So I'm going to go with a pair that I remember that I wore, which was again a pair that I've mentioned many times, the Peace -1 Air Force Ones. They get rocked a lot. I do need to start the cracking process more though. Like it is just, it's got the same lines from the creases, but nothing else is happening. And I wonder if it's going to slow down. Like, if like you don't do it within the first couple months, I wonder if it just becomes stuck on and you can't get that off anymore. Yeah. So I might have to watch a YouTube video on how to get that off. But I think that's the best pair that I can remember I wore. I'm sure there was something else, but for now that's going to be the one.
Yeah, great pair. I kind of wish that flipping got those now, man. Especially the black pair.
What did you think of the new Quando one?
Black and white one? I mean, I think I'm good with the triple white. I don't think I really needed that black and white panda.
I'm gonna bust them in the summer,
Bro.
I've been waiting for a wedding, but I'm gonna bust them in the summer. I can feel it.
They're fire, man. They're fire. And actually, like obviously, not the tallest in the world, gang. gives you a little bit of a lift, Gives you a little bit of a lift.
I remember that with Reebok Classics back in the day when I first got my pair. I was like, got a little height to me.
I mean, Air Force Ones do that with you.
Oh like, definitely that's a serious
triple white. Yeah, definitely triple white. For me this week, no pickups. No sneaker pickups anyway. But I did get a little bit of tech wear. Okay. I don't know if this is really relevant, but Sunglass Hut, they were doing buy one pair, get a second pair half price. Okay. And they were doing this in the outlets, like everywhere, every outlet and whatnot, right? And just for the longest time, I know this is a little bit creepy. just slightly
Creepy, you know.
Okay, I bought Kim a pair of Prada sunglasses at outlet price, and then the guy was just like, "Oh, do you want to get a second pair for half the price?" And I was like, oh, "Okay, cool. I have a butcher's." So I had a look, and I saw that they had the Ray-Ban Stories, and you notice the Ray-Bans with the little cameras on the lenses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they were selling it for, I think it's 200 or 198 or some shit like that. And obviously it came with the 50% off the second pair. So I managed to get these Ray-Ban Stories for like 98 quid.
Okay.
And they're worth like £300. So I didn't even know whether I should bust them and use them because I don't actually know what I'm going to use them for, or I could actually just resell it and just put it on the market.
So it's not like Google Glass; it's just literally got cameras in. Is that the thing?
Yeah, it's got cameras on it, and you can take it's like 30-second videos of some sort. Like,
how the hell do you take it? Has it got buttons on it and shit?
Yeah, it's got buttons on it, and it's got touch sensors on it, and you can also take calls on it because it's got speakers in the arms.
Jeez.
So you can actually use it as like earphones. Have your earphones, and fully wireless.
Do they look okay as actual glasses?
They actually look all right. They're basically Wayfarers.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're basically Wayfarers, and you know where it's got the little metal tabs here on the sides. They've replaced that with the two lenses.
Okay.
So, which is pretty cool. I was happy, because I was easily back when they first came out, Ray-Ban Stories, they were like 300 quid retail, and I was willing to pay 300 quid. Yeah, and then I was like, nah, forget that, man. What am I doing?
You can't say no at this price, really.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's 2 digits. Might as well do it. So yeah, no sneakers, but a bit of tech, and I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Best sneaker that I had on feet this week, I'm probably just going to go back to my Asics Gel Kayano 14s in the midnight silver and midnight colorway. Just fire, man. Just fire. And do you know what, man? Them Gel NYCs are growing on me, man. Don't know if you've seen them.
Gel NYC.
Yeah, Asics Gel NYC. And there's like an Awake collaboration, I think it's Awake. Okay. And you know what? I went to see them in Offspring. They were on the table.
What was the collab in Offspring?
No, just the GR. Okay. They're still so nice, man. Really, really nice.
Is this the one where they're doing the highs and lows collab? Is that the same model?
No, that's the 1130.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, very, very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Jump on Ash. We're welcoming you with open
arms. You just reminded me. I still haven't und'd I got the Awake. Is it Gel Kayano 360 or something like that? I can't remember the name now. Ages ago, and I still haven't und'd that pair. I need to actually bust those.
Get those on feet, Ash. Yeah. You know what to do. This week, make it your thing. This weekend. Dope. Good on feet this week. Good non-pickups, and probably invested our money elsewhere. Better for the long term, or probably just going to spend it on sneakers next week. So let's have a look. Right, HSU famo, we're always venturing into other topics, subjects, and tricks, and this week it's no different. So as always, we're continuing with Drake's
top 5, no debating. Top five,
anything. This is the one where each week we pick a topic of absolutely anything we want, go off the dome, and venture into a top 5 scenario with it. This week, your boy Merx has this week's top 5. So Merx, let's go. Right. This week's. Hold on. Oh, okay.
Did you forget what you said?
I missed the whole segment, so we'll do that on the next part. Whoops. Okay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Oh,
that's hilarious.
So yeah, we're continuing with Drake's top 5 anything. This week I thought we'd go with top 5 IG accounts that you follow. Ash, I don't know if you've got 5 ready, but if you haven't, I do have 5 here.
You can go first. I've got some, but you can go first. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So in no particular order, And really, like, I think this is more of a like light-hearted, we want to send some positivity out on the pod, and shout out some people who we think is kind of cool. So my first one that I'm gonna mention here is somebody called @Stephen Womack. I don't know if you've seen this guy. He's
rings a bell.
Yeah, so basically he does all these like these reel or TikTok tutorials or how to make them look sick and whatnot, and he does all these transitions and madness. Very, very cool guy. If you go onto his IG account, is @Stephen Womack. He tells you how to do everything in like CapCut, in InShot, in like Lightroom, and you literally just have to follow it like step by step. And he's really cool with it. I think he's got like over 1 million followers now. When I was following him, he was definitely like at I think like 300k. So you just blown. The guys, it's nuts. It's nuts.
That kind of content is good though, because everyone needs a helping hand.
Exactly.
Like, especially as videos become more popular.
That's easily gonna blow because he's essentially telling everyone his secrets. You know what I'm saying? And
no
like,
gatekeeping. It's nice.
For real. And yeah, it's kind of nice to see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely gonna try some of his hacks and tricks when I'm away. So yeah, shout out to this guy. And the next guy I've got here is @A7 Killer. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he's a Sony Alpha 7.
I was gonna guess by the name.
Sick. The killer part is KILR. So it's A7 KILR. Very, very fire snaps. And it's sick because he takes all these images of like cars and buildings and whatnot, and I know exactly where these places are as well. And he's definitely done a bit of like post-production, like on the images with like, I don't know, swooshes in there and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like speed lines and like, when you put shutter speed real low, and then like, yeah, you've got
blurry.
Yeah, he does that really, really well and clean. So check that guy out. The next one is The Story Sports, and basically this guy, he tells you the background stories of like how this shoe came about, who wore it in the 70s, and he's got all these background stories of like 1970s NBA players, etc., and like why the cons is like that, why Adidas has 3 stripes, why Nike became Nike, and he goes into real depth with it. It's got a few stories and whatnot. Very, very cool. It's like, it gives you that sense of like nostalgia. I think he's quite an old boy, so like he's been around like long enough to like know his shit. Very, very cool guy. The Story Sports. Fourth, this is going a bit off my audience, but the _Wonder Years.
Really?
For you guys who used to watch the Wonder Years way back in the early 90s with Kevin Arnold, and yeah, basically the shows of this guy Kevin, who's like coming of age. The seasons were like endless. I don't even know when it was, when it finished, but you literally see him become like from a boy to like a man and whatnot. So really, really cool. That this page literally puts a whole episode on their reels, like a whole episode, like without
a QuickTime thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, that's sick.
You can watch like this whole seasons and like episodes like on his reels. That's all he does.
That's crazy.
And you know what? Sometimes I'm just on the train. I'm like, oh, what shall I? And then I end up going to his page and just watching an episode. Like, and then before
that's crazy, he ain't been taken down for that.
I know. Actually, controversy. He did actually get done like a year or two ago.
Okay.
And I don't know how he's overcome it, but he was saying like in his like captions that like copyrights are after him, but he just continued, and it seems to be cool.
Reverse the photo or some shit. Reverse the video.
The last one I've got here is 23MJ88. This is a real like super OG guy. I think he's got like 135k followers. 23MJ88. He literally puts all the old school NBA videos that I used to watch as a kid. That was part of the NBA entertainment VHSs. He puts them, he cuts them into little reels, and he does these really cool backgrounds with like nostalgic 90s and mid 90s like MJ videos and whatnot. Very, very cool. Again, seems like an OG. He also plays ball as well, which is quite cool to see when you're an old boy and you're still playing ball. Like there's a lot of respect.
For it, you know.
So yeah, those three, and obviously, come on, man, like the whole, you know, everyone else that I follow, obviously, and don't feel bad that I haven't mentioned you and whatnot.
Yeah.
But big shout to everybody that I follow and everybody that follows me, because yeah, you guys like smash it every time, and all the repost pages like that always support me, Ash and Dean. Big shout out to you guys, man. So yeah, that's my top 5. Ash, let's go.
That's dope. That's very dope. You need to send me all those links. I can follow some of the people, because that sounded fire. Right. So I'm gonna do a couple sneaker ones, but a couple that aren't sneakers, because these days I don't feel like I don't even scroll my feed as much as I used to. Like back in the day, it used to be scroll, but these days I mostly use Instagram for chatting in DMs, to be honest. And
yeah.
I just don't scroll on my photography page. I scroll it way more than I do on here. But anywho, the first one is called Behind the Scenes Gram. Basically shows you behind the scenes of like loads of videos, how they're made, loads of adverts, how they're made, all these crazy shots and stuff. It's just super fire. Like some of the stuff you're just like, how the hell did they pull that off? Like, where the hell was the camera in this shot? And then they'll show you. It's just super fire. A sneaker one of my favorite pages. His page is just super duper aesthetic. Dude from Taiwan called Tony B, or Tony Blee, shall we say, and Tony Blee. All these pictures, dark and moody, wears dope pairs, New Balance, Asics, Nikes, all sorts of pairs. Don't really see his face in all of his pictures, but it's just so aesthetic. I don't know if he takes his own shots or someone does it for him, but they are just ridiculous. I wish I could have a feed that was like as cohesive as his, but I just could never stick to it. But his one is always like the background's always pretty grey. Even the shoes, if they're like a bright color, he kind of mutes them out and stuff, but they just look always pretty fire. Another one of my favorite photographers is an Australian dude called Mike. His Instagram's called North Borders. One of my favorite YouTube channels as well. He mainly does like street photography and car photography. I've been trying to get into doing some car photography stuff. When I went to Dubai recently, I was shooting hella cars, because you know they have the maddest cars out there. I haven't posted them yet, but I've got some fire pictures, which is going to be going on my Ash Bash photography page eventually. So look out for those. Another sneaker page, a guy we mentioned quite a lot on this page, because he is the New Balance king, the Asics king, my boy Change Key. What a legend, man. Like, perfect. Not only does he get all of the shoes, so we get to see him, but his pictures are always fire. He always matches the background with like a color in his shoes or sock or something like that. Like always fire. Has his family rocking the same kicks as well. It's just a fire page. And last but not least, another photographer. He's based in Hong Kong, but I think he's a Canadian guy. He's called VC Chen. Basically, he just does like the most aesthetic like photos you could ever see. His fiance Sam is home. She has a dope Instagram account as well. Both of them, they have a vlogging channel as well. They just go around Asia and whatnot. But his pictures are just insane, and like they look like pictures that you'd want to buy. I think actually just sell the prints, and they look like something that you would want to buy because they're just ridiculous. Guy, yeah? Like, yeah, that's the guy there. Yeah, just look at that picture in the middle. Just mad aesthetic. Yeah, it just things got some sick locations everywhere they go. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorites as well. I think that's my 5, man.
Flipping hell, like
it's crazy, isn't it?
I thought our pictures were sick.
I know.
No, this is next level, man. Yeah, how do I elevate to this level, man?
He just finds the sickest locations, like some mad basketball courts. Jeez. It's just it's just sick.
The colors are nuts. Okay. Well, I've definitely followed 3 of those that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Obviously, a man like Change Key is just legendary.
Come on. If you're not following him, what are you doing?
We can't not have him in there, man.
Nah.
Appreciate that, man. Very, very nice picks. And obviously, guys, if you didn't get mentioned, come on, man. We love you guys. We follow you guys. You follow us. Like, we support everyone. So big shout out to everybody in the IG community, sneaker community, man. Moving on here on Half Size Up, and we have sneaker news of the week. I didn't miss it, like just jumped over it by accident. Yeah, so for real. So this is the one where we discuss the biggest news within the sneaker realm, and today your boy Merx, basically, well, yeah. Let's have hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. And today, your boy Merx has this week's sneaker news of the week. Let me see. Let me go back into here. Right. Sneaker news of the week. Right. So, cozy footwear brand Crocs have revealed that they've officially appointed Salehe Bembury as their creative director for the Pollux Pod collection. The former Payless employee has had a number of collaborations with different top-tier brands like Asics, New Balance, and now Crocs. Salehe says in a statement released by Crocs themselves, "We exist in a landscape of here today, gone tomorrow collaborations. So the value lies in long-term relationships. And that's what I've established with Crocs. As the creative director of Crocs, he'll be expanding the foundations of the Pollux Pod collection and has advised that new silhouettes and colorways are due to drop in early spring." Whew. Do you know what? I like the guy, man. I fully like the guy. I like his story. When you sent me that pod,
crazy. Yeah.
When you sent me that podcast episode, I can't even remember who it was.
It was on Joe Biden's, I think.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And it was just so like down to earth.
Yeah,
so real, so realistic. He had like all 10 toes down. The guy has freaking worked his ass off. And also, I don't know why, but this stays in the back of my mind all the time. But I don't know if you saw that YouTube video of him like being like racially profiled by like police in Beverly Hills when he was like outside. Is it outside Versace? He used to like design for Versace, innit?
Yeah.
And just because he was standing outside and he was like he parked his car down around the corner or something like that. Police were like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And it's like, I just freaking came back from, presenting some designs to, and he's standing outside. And anywho, I mean, he's just so real, and I love his work ethic. And I'm just so happy that he's gotten to this stage. Like, I'm sure that his contract with Crocs, it still allows him to work with the likes of Asics, the likes of
absolutely
New Balance. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's got his, he's got his finger in all different pies, etc. If that's the saying. Is that the saying? I think that's the saying. Yeah, and I'm just so happy for the guy, and it's just so right for him to be in this space, in this creative space that he's in with Crocs, because he's done wonders for them. Let's be real. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, nobody is stepping near a pair of Crocs. He comes out with
people paying resale, bruv. On Crocs.
Bro, do you remember? I remember the resale
600.
Yeah, it was nearing 600-700 quid at one point. The first batch that came out. Obviously, like loads of people have his Salehe Bembury Crocs now. The sizing is a little bit, it's a bit weird. But I've seen.
How the hell does that happen?
I don't know if you've seen, but I've seen this reel, and I don't know if it's real. So. But some guy, he was like, "Oh, I bought the wrong size Crocs, so I'm gonna do the Croc size hack." I don't know. Have you seen
He didn't
this?
chop the back off or something, did he?
No. So this is what he's done, yeah. So this is what he's done. He's taken his Crocs. He's got this massive pot. He's put boiling water in it. He's let it boil like 100 degrees. He's put the freaking Salehe Bembury Crocs in it. He let it soak in there for like 10, 15 minutes. And when you take it out, it's slightly shrunk.
Really?
Like, yeah. And he's like, put it on and it fits perfectly.
That's crazy.
I'm
I
like,
wouldn't be shocked though from the materials.
I know.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's which is mad. But sorry, going back to the point. I love what Salehe Bembury's done. Congratulations to the guy. I think he is really in his element right now. And I hope, it continues for the next couple of years as well, because I seriously can't picture anybody else doing it for Crocs. So yeah, shout out Salehe Bembury, man.
Yeah, that's major.
Ash, go ahead. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's major for him. Happy for him. Hopefully he gets back to doing some more New Balance stuff as well. The last pair wasn't to my liking, but I could see the vision in it. I think another color might tickle my pickle. But I've seen his slides. Did you see his slides that he was coming out with?
I didn't,
I'll send you a link quickly if you can quickly check
didn't.
it out. Oops. Bottom link, scroll down about 4 pictures and you can see them. You see the vibe.
Good.
So yeah, it's basically like his sort of same pattern that you get on the Crocs. On the slide. So you can see what kind of thing he's going to be coming out with. And I think they will ring off. So he's on to a winner again, I think.
Yeah, easily. But yeah, freaking out. He's come a long way.
Definitely.
He's come a long way. And
I remember we mentioned him on the pod. It must have been when his shoes first came out. The orange 2002 R's maybe.
Oh,
I just remember, I think it was Dean said something about him, that not that he was a prick or something, but he said something negative-ish about him. I would love to know what it was, because I remember thinking, no, it was just like, why is he so popular or something like that? Because I'd never really heard of him at the time as well. So I was thinking the same sort of thing, like, why has this guy got a shoe? But when you hear the story about where he's come from, of course he would do. He's the next up kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? So it made sense.
I just love how he's gone from like retail to high end to the creative director of high end of of commercial.
Yeah.
It's fire. I mean, you love to see these like success stories. So
absolutely.
Hats off to the guy, man. He's worked his ass off.
These creative director roles, though, sometimes I always wonder, what do they involve? Because I don't know if you remember, like ages ago, what's his name, Little Yachty. He was like the creative director of, what is that brand called? I can't remember the name of it. It was a.
Why don't I know about this?
What fucking brand was it? I can't even think of the name now. But it was like a kind of brand that does yacht style kind of sort of stuff.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it now. But I was like, is he really going to do work for them? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's just like a figurehead just for some gas. But obviously, Salahe is actually doing his work and stuff. But I wonder.
The thing is, it's like that. If you take what is it? Big Baller brand. Triple B. Like, you just needed a face, really. And they kind of used Lonzo. Obviously, the dad is involved, etc.
Did anything ever, Laval, did anything ever actually come out? Because I remember people ordered stuff and like Shannon Sharp, he was saying on air, he was like, I'm still waiting for my pair.
I don't know what. Came. You know what? We definitely need to look into that.
Yeah.
Because that was awful. I think it was actually based off like a Chinese sneaker. I can't even remember what sneaker it was, but they basically used the silhouette of an already existing Chinese sneaker brand,
really,
and put it to US market, and put the 3B logo on it. And then the dad's best mate shagged him. So
Did he actually even play in them? Lonzo.
he did, yeah, he did.
I don't remember
He
that.
did. And you know what? Melo he done the right thing.
Yeah. Did you hear what Paul George said recently?
No,
I don't even know how recently it was, to be honest. For some reason, I was thinking about Lonzo Ball like literally yesterday, and I was watching videos about him, and Paul George was doing something about the top 5 most talented players in the NBA. And he said LaMelo Ball, and then he said, no, actually, I'm going to write LaMelo and Lonzo. And they were like, Lonzo, are you sure? And he was actually gassing him up, saying like, no, he's a sick player. I feel sorry for Lonzo. He's injured.
Yeah. Was this JJ Redick? Did JJ
No,
Redick?
he was on his own podcast, I think.
Oh,
it was him and 2 other dudes, some actor dude and some other dude. I'm not sure who he was.
Yeah. Okay.
It was nice to mention the kid, you know.
Yeah.
He had a tough start to the NBA. Like
who, Lonzo or Melo?
Lonzo did.
Yeah. Melo.
He was under all the pressure in the world. His dad was saying he's better than Steph. All sorts of madness. Who needs to come in with that pressure?
You know, when you're gassing your little one like that.
Do you remember who was a number 1 pick that year?
He was.
No, he was number 2. No, he was number 2. Who was number? Can you remember number 1 was?
Was Zion?
No, I think it was. Was it Tatum? It was someone like that. It was someone good. Yeah. Just funny.
Is it Tatum?
It was someone like that.
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Crazy. And it was Nautica. That was the brand that Little Yachty was creative director of. I remember.
Oh my, that's early 2000s, like Nautica, Iceberg, all of them type brands.
And I was like, did he really do anything for them, or was it just chucked his name in there? You know.
He is the worst guy. He is the worst guy. I don't know. Shout out Little Yachty, man. Come on the show. Explain yourself. Right. Appreciate that, man. We did have to kind of hop, skip, jump that one, but we came back to it the right way around. Right, guys. On to the next. This is the part of the podcast that we like to call Take My Dough or Leave It Alone. This is a quick fire round. 1 out of 3 of us from the Half Sides Up team names a bunch of sneakers, and the HSU team will have to say whether it's take my dough or leave it, bro. Straight up, no hezzy. This week, your boy Ash Bash will be setting the tone. So, Ash, let's go. Just quick.
Did you get the links in the
I
chat,
did.
by the way? Cool.
Yeah, I did.
Just making sure.
Let's go.
Right. So the first pair.
What?
I'm not a fan of it already, so I don't know why I brought it up, but I will. It is the Solomon Collide for ACS Plus times LorenzOG.
Yeah.
Somehow it's got a collaboration with Solomon, apparently. Basically, in the very trendy take of doing like a rainbow colored, going from pink to purple to orange to yellow thing. The midsole kind of looks like, do you remember the what was that shitty Travis Scott, the Air Max 270? Do you remember where it just looked dirty, like the sole?
70 or 720?
270. Yeah. It's got that sort of really dirty looking sole where this looks like it's literally been dyed, basically. You've seen the pictures. What are you saying on these?
I mean, nah. Sorry, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the custom. If it's not a custom, right? It's gonna come.
It's actually coming out. Yeah, I believe so.
I don't get it. And it's not for me. It's not for me, bro. I mean, hats off to the guy who's been, you see him all over social media and whatnot. Hats off to the guy who's doing his thing. But yeah, I just don't get it. It's not for me.
Have you seen any shoes in this colorway scheme that you've liked?
No.
Yeah. funny.
It's just not for me. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. The silhouette, yes, it's freaking cool. XT6, ACS Pro, etc. They're all fire, man. But just with this colorway, and I just don't get it. So many people gas it, and I don't get it. Like, what? Because it fades. I mean,
I don't know. I think it's just because I've seen it too much, and I've seen so many people do it that I don't know. There was that recent Jordan 1 that was shit. The same sort of thing. I don't know.
Is it just because like you've seen it being done before and it's not the first?
I think it's the fact that I've seen it on so many pairs, and this in particular just doesn't look good to me, and I wouldn't wear it. So
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just not for me, man. No offense to the guy, but
it's working. People do like it, so keep doing it, I guess.
Keep doing what's gonna sell and get you commission and whatnot. But I think I must be. I don't know. I'm probably I'd say that I'm quite a purist in that sense, where I just want the OG colorways and solid color blockings, if that makes sense. Just I don't need this fading shit.
It's a bit too much for me. So leave it, bro, for me as well.
Yeah.
The next pair, let's see what order I sent it. Yeah, that one. It's the Bad Bunny times Adidas Campus in the Wild Moss colorway. I think we spoke about one of these Bad Bunny pairs before, where the upper sort of goes, where the midsole goes into the upper a bit. It's an interesting pair.
Yeah.
Don't mind the colorway itself, but the bit around the heel, around the sock liner, is a major turn off for me. Have you seen that bit there?
It's mad thick.
Mad thick.
Like a slug.
Yeah. I don't know if these campus shoes supposed to be like skate shoes? Because this seemed wide, like a skate shoe.
Like this just gives me like terrace culture vibes. If that makes sense.
I don't think so.
Well, the original.
The model does in general. Yeah, the model does. Yeah, the original.
Yeah. The shoe though. I'm trying to think of a situation where I will bust this. And I just can't think of anything.
That's really got a double tongue as well.
Bro, can you imagine yourself busting this sneaker? Like you're out with your missus and the little one. You feel like, which one am I gonna bust? Like I am busting these. I'm not busting Adidas Campus.
Have you seen the back of the heel as well? Like the insole. It's got like an extra cushion thing in there.
Yeah,
like a neck pillow for your ankle. What is that?
Neck pillow for your ankle. Oh, seen on the inside.
Yeah.
It looks like a tongue. You know, like some people can't do certain things with their tongue. Like,
yeah.
It looks like that. Leave it, bro, for me. I respect the silhouette. I respect Bad Bunny. I don't know if I'm capping, to be fair. I don't know. It's just not for me. I'm trying to figure a situation where I'd bust.
You know he's in WWE these days, Bad Bunny?
No.
Like properly in WWE. Like he's going to have a match soon. Dean's going to be covering that. Seriously.
Ash, I was going to message you about this earlier. Okay, you're saying Bad Bunny is in like WWE, yeah? I don't know if you've seen this, but I saw Blueface fighting like in a boxing match.
He's had a lot of fights.
That's it.
He's actually done well in a lot of them. This is probably his like worst performance. So, yeah. He's knocked out a few people. He was banging people out.
Bro, this guy is so far from rapping nowadays and whatnot. And what's his missus' name?
Krishan Rock.
Krishan. Has she got any teeth back yet? She got any teeth? Anywho,
did you see the pictures of her before, by the way?
Yeah, she was like
athlete. Be like, she was like some shredded athlete, and
she was in track, innit? Like as in high school or college or something like that. And anywho, we're going off topic.
I know, big time.
Right?
Yeah, I know. So that's a leave it, bro, as well for that one.
Yeah, leave that.
Last pair is I really want to get myself a pair of these. I don't know about this colorway in particular, but this model, I just want to get one, but I'm still not sure on which one to go for. It is the third pair of New Balance 990 V6s, third colorway, should we say, that's come out. Started with the OG grey and the black and white. Now we've got a grey and navy pair with some sail laces and some sail on the upper. I'm not mad at it, but for me, it's not a retail pickup. Like if it was on sale, like a nice heavy discount, I'd probably get it. It's a pretty easy wear, but not for £200 personally. What do you think, Mo?
Do you know what? I keep saying this, and every time we see new images of a 990 V6, I keep saying to Ash, to T Raw, to Mikey, it's getting better and better. It's getting more and more. It's getting more and more appealing to me. Obviously, them Action Bronsons came out as well, and they're wild, but they're fire. And I kind of like how he was explaining why it's that color, etc., etc. Yeah. So obviously, it's helping the silhouette. I think I'm the same as you, Ash, in a sense that if it was on sale and if it was at a lower price, because do you know what? I've seen a few like 990 V3s coming down to like 140 quid, and yeah, that's a really, really good price point.
Yeah,
like
now we're getting
justifies it. Yeah, justifies it. If they can do the same thing for this 990 V6, then yeah, 100%. And do you know what? I think T Ross mentioned something this week or last week, but that little sail heel at the back, and then it kind of matches with the laces. It's fire.
Yeah,
it works. It works on this pair, man.
Definitely.
Very, very nice. So
I think there's a lot they can do with this pair, like for some collabs eventually. I think someone could go crazy on them.
For sure. I think it's leave it, bro, for now. But I am close to, take my dough for sure.
I still need to try on a pair to see like light, what it's like. Yeah, I know that shocked me because it looks like it might be like a bulky, heavy shoe, and I was like, "Whoa, this is kind of yeah, for real."
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's my 3, bro.
All 3, sweet. Where are we? All 3. Appreciate it, Ash. Sorry, I saw 4 links in there. I thought he was going to go for a 4th.
That's 4. Oh no, 4 was the thingy, the croc. Yeah.
Yeah, the Salehe. Moving on here on Half Sides Up, and we bring to you one of the shortest segments that we like to call HSU's Big Fat Poll. This is the one where we go back to last week's poll, check the results, and give a one-word reaction to the results of the poll. So, Ash, let's go. Last week's poll question was the first on-foot snaps of the AJ1 Cross Union footscapes. Are they fire or are they trash? 61% of you guys said it was fire, and 39% of you guys said it was trash. So, I mean, it's pretty prominent what the people think of this sneaker. There's a great liking to it. So yeah, I mean, it looks as though these first snaps that we were seeing that we posted on the IG account, the Half Size Up Pod IG account, we've got quite a bit of engagement, quite a bit of good good points there as well. And yeah, a lot of people were referring back to, originating to liking the actual footscapes in its, in its purest form. And for them to amalgamate it onto an AJ1, people like the idea. Ash, what are we saying with the results of that poll? It was 61% fire, 39% trash. What would you have gone with?
I need another option that says on the fence or mid or something, because I keep going a bit back and forth on this because the colorway itself is fire. If it was just basically that colorway with the yellow piping and stuff, I'd be all in because that's just a nice colorway. That footscape kind of woven thing, it doesn't look too bad on the outside, but on the medial side, medial side looks a bit funky.
I
And I
know.
saw a shot and I was just like, oh, I don't know, you know. I can imagine that you can feel it on the inside when you're wearing it and it might be uncomfortable. See some massive gaps where shit's going to get stuck in there. So I don't know if I'm 100% sold. Like, it might be a sneakers only kind of raffle thing if I go for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But from the pictures, kind of looks fire on feet, but kind of looks a bit funky some angles. So I don't know. On the fence.
Do you know, I feel you, man. I feel like I'm leaning towards like the not bothered option. Really. I think same as you. I'll go in for. Actually, do you know what? I might not even go in for these. To be fair,
there is better stuff to spend your money on. It's not. I don't think.
it's not.
I don't think there's a chance that I'm not going to do it. I'm going to see it and be like, "Oh my god, I missed out," and I would pay like 400 for. I can't see that happening.
I just feel like there's other Jordans that I need. 100% Nigel Sylvesters because they're freaking fire and I still need them.
Who got them? Was it Mikey got them recently?
Mikey, shout out Mikey Kicks. And yeah, there's far too many New Balance pairs that I still want as well. So my money would probably go towards that. And yeah, at this point, I don't even feel like I'm FOMO about them. So I saw what you meant about on the lateral side, the footscape, woven pattern looks cool, but on the medial side, it just looks thick. Like it almost consumes that whole medial side. Do you know what I mean?
Bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know. I think it'll be very popular. Obviously, it's a Union collab.
Yeah, I think 100% is a sellout. It's not going to sit on the app at all. I can't see that.
For sure. But yeah. I mean, I'm even at this feeling of like, like a few days before, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of like it now. I'm going to go in. I have no feeling towards that neither. Like, I have no feeling of being like, okay, yeah, I think I've done a 180 here. I'm going to go in for that. I think I'll pay them no mind, to be fair. So, yeah, I'm not trying to say that they're trash, but they're just not for me. And I think I've got other priorities and sneaker silhouettes that I need. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think it's fair. I think that people always like a collaboration. I mean, let's be real. It's a age neutral gray sneaker, right? With nostalgia of the footscape pattern. It's kind of cool. It's different. Like if Union didn't do something different, we'd just say, oh, it looks the same.
Yeah, I remember we had a topic before about what pairs would mesh together, like for the old school style of it, and it was pretty hard for us to figure out what would work anyway. So
yeah,
I'm happy with them going in a different direction because I don't want them to just milk that idea. They already killed it making bloody mids that look like Unions anyway. So let's not keep doing that.
Yeah. Was it Union 4s where the tongue folds over?
Yeah. 4s, yeah.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. Unstitching and whatnot. But no, man, this one's a wild one. We'll let the people decide. Yeah. So let us know what you think in the comments below on the IG post and on the YouTube post. Damn. Well, I think that's it. That's it, Ash. HSU Famo, it's a wrap for this week. We're about ready to close out season 3, episode 12 of the Half Size Up podcast. As always, it's been dope chopping it up with you again. Do we have any shout outs or honorable mentions, Ash?
Shout out to the listeners as usual. Shout out to my guy Dean, working hard. Speaking to him today about his old work thing, man. It's peaked this so last minute for the guy. I feel sorry for him. So hopefully he gets through it and actually enjoys this little stint he's got to go on, this little travel. But yeah, shout out to all the listeners as usual.
Yeah, same from me as well. Big shout out to everybody that's been listening in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and actually on YouTube as well. Big shout out to you guys. And actually, shout out to the guys over at this place, Renuw. They sent out some sneaker cleaning wipes. They reached out to us on the IG account and they were happy enough to just send over some cleaning wipes for us to enjoy just in case we get our crepes dirty. So big shout out to the guys over at Renuw. For real, I'll link them down below, and so you guys can follow them on IG and see what they're all about. Also, Half Size Up was brought to you by the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner. Use our code Half Size Up 15 for 15% off your purchase online. Just a reminder that we are a weekly podcast, and you can follow us on IG and use our @tag and hashtag Half Size Up. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, etc. If you do listen to us on either platform, please do leave us a review and hit them stars to let the algo know we're doing a good job by you guys. We want to say a big thanks for tuning in from the entire Half Size Up team. I've been Merkel Moma with my co-host Ash Bash.
Have a good week, peeps.
And for Dean, we'll hopefully get him back next week. And don't forget, they're always better on feet. Catch you next week, people. Yes.
And we are out.
We made it.